Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video on the channel where today we're going to be doing a new little series which we're going to be looking at some of the best formations in the game, starting today with the 4-2-3-1, which is arguably the most popular formation this year in formation, the 4-2-3-1 narrow, which is a real favourite of mine. But we're going to be looking at how to use this post-patch, the most effective way that I've found using this formation, and just showing the instructions, the tactics, a couple of clips showing how we can use this formation and really get to grips with this formation if you're someone that is struggling. So with no further ado, going straight into the goalkeeper. Now for me with goalkeepers, I always use the same, whatever formation it is, whether it's a 3-back, 4-back, 5-back, any formation. I always use comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. I always find this is the most effective, especially sweeper keeper. As I've said in a couple of previous videos, the thing with sweeper keeper especially, a lot of people like to play obviously lob through balls or just generally through balls through your defence, out on the wing. And it's always good to have your keeper that's a sweeper keeper, because sometimes it can come out and clear those balls, and sometimes that can negate a few of the goals you may concede. Sometimes you think your goalkeeper could come out and get it, and he doesn't. Having sweeper keeper on, it's something that a lot of people don't actually know you can change the instructions on your keeper, but I find sweeper keeper is super effective. Then moving into the fullbacks, and this is something that for me I always like to do with my fullbacks. Firstly, we go on overlap. Now the thing with overlap is it means that your players are always on the outside, and sometimes in possession, if your fullbacks are on overlap, it means that sometimes you always have a little bit of an out ball. It's a little bit easier to have possession of the ball because your defense is stretched a little bit, which means just sometimes it's not everything's so narrow. It's just easy to move the ball around. But most importantly, we use stay back while attacking. Now going into this really good clip, a couple of really good clips here to show what we're talking about stay back while attacking. You can see our back four is in a perfect position there, and this ball is actually going to come over the top to Lala. You can see the attacker on the near side is going to make that run in behind Lala, but because we have the fullbacks on, so this is one of the advantages of having your fullbacks on stay back while attacking, is that it means your back four is always in position. So these sorts of balls out on the wing, your players are just able to intercept really easily because your players aren't pushed up higher on the pitch. And you can see Lala that makes the interception because he's there in the right position to intercept the ball. And again, same thing, but this time on the other side with Roberto Carlos. You can see Carlos and Militao both in really good positions, especially Carlos. Normally Carlos would be a bit higher and a bit wider if you had him on balance attack, but because we've got him on stay back while attacking, again, these sorts of balls in behind into the channel, because we've got a fullback on stay back while attacking, we're able to negate a lot of these attacks and stop these attacks before they get any further advanced. So this is why, for me personally, I always find stay back while attacking, especially in a 4-back formation, having stay back while attacking on your fullbacks is most effective. And you can see, of course, Carlos makes the interception and makes the play really well. And again, this is another one. This time we've got Alan and Lala again doubling up. This time we've got 2-on-1. I think that is Neymar that is running in behind, but you can see because Alan is closing the space, again, we've got our back four in a really good position. So when Neymar makes the running behind, Lala is there to just be able to intercept the pass, which is exactly what he does. As you can see, he intercepts the play and he actually plays the ball to Alan. Now moving on to the two midfielders. Now for me personally, I always like to use the two midfielders on man mark. It's just a personal thing. I don't really personally like using cut passing lanes. I think because a lot of people do use possession in this game, but I always think that having man mark, especially because a lot of people do use this 4-2-3-1 formation, I always think it's really good to have man mark, especially marking those cams, because some people as well like to play on free roam on their cams. And I always find if your CDM, if he's man marking the opposing cam or just the opposing midfielder or striker, it's just much easier to make plays on the ball. I find with cut passing lanes, if you get it wrong, you'll find that your CDM is out the game. And of course we use stay back while attacking. Now again, moving into a couple of really good clips here, you looking at Petit out on this wing, just patrolling the midfield, making some really good plays. Petit again on Mane this time. This is why I like man mark, because he's just there touch tight to be able to make the play. And again, moving back to the previous play with Alan, this is why I like to use them on stay back while attacking, which I think is kind of the norm, obviously, when people use CDMs. But the fact that Alan is in a really good position, you can see Petit is in a really good position as well. This really is the only pass that he has on, and as we've seen before, he tries to play that ball beyond to Neymar. But because we've got the fullbacks on stay back while attacking, and we've got Alan who is sitting and on stay back while attacking as well, it just means that he has to try and force a play. And because we've got really good positioning with our team, we're able to make the play as we've seen before. Lala's able to make the interception and then actually turn and play the ball to Alan and start a counter attack. So now moving on to the wide cams, so with Mbappe and with Messi, we actually have these guys on balanced in terms of basic defense. We're not telling them to get back because we've already got a really solid back six, as it were. We've got the back four and the two CDMs. again, we really want this front four to be really attacking. So we don't need them to get back and help on the defense, but I don't really want them to stay forward either, because that's just going to create a really big gap and split in your team. But also we like to use get into the box for crosses. Now here's a couple of really good examples why we like to use get into the box for crosses. We can see Crespo makes a really good run, and you can see Messi makes a really good run behind the defenders. Now you can see David Luiz is touch tight on Crespo, again going away from the goal, and I think that is Mane, and I'm not sure who the other player is, but they're also going towards Crespo, and you can see nobody is marking Messi, and this is because we have get into the box for crosses. Because we've got Messi on get into the box for crosses, he's actually making that run from the outside into the space that Crespo's just vacated into the box. You can see Neymar is making the run into the box, but nobody is there to mark Messi. And then we end up backheeling it, really nice backheel from Crespo into Messi's path, and he slots it away. And again, this time around, Mbappe's come short. Neymar this time is going wide, and there's a reason why Neymar is going wide, which we'll get onto in a moment. We good play from Mbappe out to Neymar, and this time around, the really key things we've tried to highlight is that Neymar is one-on-one with Ferdinand, and he's turned him the wrong side, so Neymar's just beat him. He's got a really easy pass inside. But again, that run on the inside, nobody is marking Mbappe. He's got a free run inside to be able to have a shot on goal, and Neymar plays a great pass, and Mbappe absolutely rockets that finish into the top corner. So for me personally, that's why I think getting to the box is super effective. You want as many players as you can getting into the box, and I just find that's the best way to go. As we talked about before with Neymar, he's also on get into the box for crosses. You can see a couple of really good examples before as to why Neymar, like Messi, like Mbappe, wants to be on get into the box for crosses. Because it's not just necessarily from crosses, it's also sometimes if your player is drifting out wide, your wide player is then going to make the run inside that's just been vacated, so he's then able to make the play and score the goal. We've also used Neymar on free roam. This was super effective. We used it a few times before, but you've seen in that clip previously. As you can see, the reason why we've got free roam on Neymar is this time around, because Mbappe has vacated the space on the left, this time Neymar drifts out wide, so they interchange. Having that central cam on free roam, it just means all of your players interchange between that central spot, and you can see Mbappe's now gone into that central spot, and he's there to finish off the attack. And then without further ado, we move on to the striker. So we go with Crespo, and I've gone with stay central, get in behind and stay forward. Now we've gone stay central because we do have a little bit of width, as we've seen in those clips with Mbappe, with Messi, with Neymar. They all interchange in that middle spot, so we've always got different players on the outside, but we do have a good amount of width. Stay central because we just need him to stay in the middle of the pitch. That's important. We don't need him to drift wide. Get in behind, of course, using his pace. And I use stay forward because I found that this was a much easier way of linking up the play. I found that when I had it on balance, it was actually harder to link up the play. I found that with stay forward, I always had a focal point up front and to be able to get up the pitch and work off. And obviously we've seen a couple of really good examples of Crespo making really good runs in behind. This time around, making that run in behind to Ferdinand. He's really unlucky not to finish this, hitting the crossbar. And again, as we've seen this example before, Crespo making a really good run inside into that space that David Luiz vacated. Really nice back heel to Messi, as we've seen, and then he goes and scores and finishes it, and it's a really good move. So for me, they are the best instructions. Now moving over to the tactics, these are the tactics that I used for this. Now I don't really go too much in depth with tactics. I personally don't think tactics are really that relevant. You can see we pretty much just play on the standard stuff. I think instructions are far more important, so I wouldn't pay attention too much to the tactics. I'd pay far more attention to the instructions. I think if you go with these instructions and you follow the kind of pattern of play you were seeing, I think you'll have massive success with this 4-2-3-1. It's a really popular formation this year in FIFA, but not everybody can get it to work. And we found a really good, successful pattern of play with these instructions that really seems to bring out the best in this formation. So if you did enjoy this video and you do want to see more really in-depth breakdowns like this of each formation, do drop a thumbs up on the video. If you did enjoy and found it useful, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. But that is all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.